It's Friday, January 7th. I'm Holly Stoper with KENS 5 News Now. A pedestrian trying to cross 410 has died. This happened on the northeast side of San Antonio around 9:30 last night. According to police, this person was walking along the freeway main lanes, possibly trying to cross, and that's when they were hit by a car. The driver got out and waited for police, although the pedestrian did die at the scene. No charges are expected at this time. Also overnight, a truck smashes into a church on the southeast side. Police say the driver of that truck was on Stringfellow Street around 11:45 p.m. when she ran through a stop sign. The woman was hit by another car, sending her truck into the concrete wall of a church and knocking a hole in it. The driver of the truck is in the hospital this morning. No one was hurt in the red car. San Antonio's Martin Luther King Jr. March is canceled again this year, like everything else, because of the COVID spike. The nation's largest MLK March was set to kick off in just 10 days. Now, this is the second year in a row the in-person march was canceled. East Side's Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez says he hopes they can find a creative solution.
My initial reaction is I'm very disappointed. I think, I appointed each of the commission members, and my hope was that, they'd be able to find some creative solution. Especially this last minute, it's going to be really difficult to pull off a virtual march in the way that was done last year when they had a year to plan it.
The councilman says he knows his district. He does expect people to show up. His job, he says, is to make sure they are safe and will work with the commission starting today. Cases are still on the rise in Bexar County. Metro Health is reporting more than 2,300 new cases, bringing the case count for 2022 to more than 21,000. The 7-day moving average is now at an all-time high, topping more than 3,100. COVID tests remain in high demand. This week alone, hundreds of people have waited in line for hours, and now scammers are taking advantage of the situation. Here are a couple of warning signs. First, if there's no logo on the organizer's materials. Also, the pop-up tent is in the middle of the sidewalk or an unusual spot. If it's not affiliated with the storefront or building where it's set up, or with any local healthcare organization or medical provider. Also, there should never be an upfront cost with it. If your allergies are acting up, you are not alone. It's cedar fever season. So, how do you know if it's not COVID? Experts say there are two ways to check if you have cedar fever or something more serious. First, you can take your temperature. If it's over 100 degrees, get checked out by a medical professional because fever is a symptom of COVID and the flu. People rarely run a high fever with allergies. Second, you got to take a close look after you blow your nose.
Generally, with allergic reactions, your mucus is very often clear and runny, whereas with more serious infections, very often it might be thicker and discolored.
He says clear mucus is the one symptom that should steer you clear. But if you're experiencing anything different or weird that you don't know about, it's best to err on the side of caution and go get tested. Now, take a look at this. A goldfish was taught how to drive. He was trained by researchers in Israel to drive this tank that's on a robotic platform. They're exploring whether there is something universal about navigation and space representation in the brains of animals. The fish's movements would trigger the platform to move as he guides the robot to the reward. And get this, the fish learned how to do this in just 10 days. He's a big fish in a small pond now. And here's a check of today's forecast. Definitely grab the coat. It's cold this morning with temps in the lower 30s and wind chills in the 20s. It will be a cold and cloudy day. Highs will only be around 48 degrees. It will be a cool evening, though, with temperatures in the 40s. And that's a look at your KENS 5 News Now. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead and follow us online. I'm Holly Stoper. Thanks for joining us.